I'd like to thank you guys for helping my channel hit 15,000 subscribers and over 5 million views. But I need your help today. I'm building this shop into a fish store, and it's utter chaos right now, and I need your help. You see, the problem is I cannot figure out how to categorize all the fish tanks to go inside this store/shop build. This is going to be like the biggest fish room/store I've ever built. And I gotta admit, I've never had so much stress in finally just pulling the trigger and just figuring out how to set it up. I can't figure out if I want to completely use all of these metal racking and just buy more of them or use kind of a less heavier duty. This racking is extremely expensive and there's different types of widths and heights. I'm just really killing myself with this one, guys. This for sure is going to be a wall full of 20s, but I need to close off these windows. This is another thing I cannot figure out for the life of me. And this is just, I need you guys' help. So yeah, this has turned into a complete mess out here. I have tanks laying everywhere, and I have a lot more tanks inside the house yet, empty, and I just cannot figure out if I want to keep going with this industrial shelving, even though it's extremely expensive, or should I go with wood shelving and just get things moving along faster? It's really a tough decision because I'm obsessed with the black industrial shelving. I don't know what it is. I need your help, guys. Comment section immediately. For those of you that have built big fish rooms or just dreamt up how you would do this, it's funny how it comes down to the day and you just can't figure it out. Anyways, guys, 15,000 subscribers, like that's crazy. And my heart goes out to all the subscribers. This is my life. It's so awesome to finally have friends that like share the same passion. I was trying to think of a cool way to I can't think of a other cool way to just showcase my favorite fish right now, and that's the red dragon flowerhorn. I've been obsessed. I've been looking at pictures and trying to find I want to pull the trigger and maybe buy like a $300 fish. I don't do that often, but I want to do it. So some people I made a post for looking for sale to find a red dragon, and some people sent me some stellar footage, and I figured it'd just be cool to look at some beautiful red dragon flowerhorns in celebrating 15,000 subscribers. So let me know what your favorite traits are in a flowerhorn, and if you don't like flowerhorns, why don't you like them? The Super Red Dragon is a super popular flowerhorn right now, and I think it's because they are pretty cheap and they can still have a super crazy coloration and just vibrant colors. I've been hanging out a lot in the arowana and flowerhorn Facebook groups and kind of just getting a hold on the scene. Like I said, I've been looking for a crazy cool flowerhorn for sale, and I gotta say, the flowerhorn industry or the niche is just like there is no shortage of people that absolutely love flowerhorns. And I also heard that at the aquatic experience this year, there were tons and tons of flowerhorns, and a lot of the other YouTubers were saying, hey, we don't keep flowerhorns, but like just seeing these crazy beautiful fish full of this much personality makes us want flowerhorns. And if you watch closely, the other YouTubers, a bunch of them have broken down and bought in a flowerhorn, and a lot of them have been red dragon flowerhorns. The cool thing about flowerhorns is you can buy a small juvenile fish and you just don't know what it's going to blossom into. It could be a female, or it could be just a stallion male that wins competitions, and that kind of goes along with the industry. Like, these guys actually have competitions. They have what is called grooming. I was loitering in the Facebook groups, and I kept seeing people say, hey, look at this grooming. I'm going to groom this guy up really well. And I'm just like, man, what does this mean, And I finally come to find out, I honestly at first thought grooming meant taking out the fish and like kind of trimming up the fins, but I'm like, that couldn't be it because that just seems wrong, It actually means to adequately like spruce up the fish's physical appearance by giving it a good nutritional appetite, like feeding it good foods. There's a lot of the guys add mirrors to the tanks to kind of get their aggression levels going up, and they just color up because they're getting all feisty. It's a crazy scene in itself. What also blew my mind is how nutso flowerhorn keepers get with their food, because the nutrition, aka the grooming process, the foods have such a big deal with the growth of the fish, with the coloration. And when I say the growth, I mean the cock, the growth on its head. You can call it whatever you want. There's a bunch of different things. It's kind of an inside joke in the industry to call it a cock, K-O-K. These fish, like, it's hard not to get sucked into the industry of flower horns. But yeah, the red dragon, also called the SRD, aka super red dragon, is one of the more popular ones. That and the Campha. They're pretty cheap. Like, you can get on imperialtropicals.com right now and buy a red dragon flower horn for around $20 to $30. Taking care of flower horns is super, super easy because they are super sturdy, and the hybrid, there's just something about it that makes these fish so freaking tough that it's just ridiculous. And shipping them is really easy, which also makes it fun because you don't have to worry about the fish as much. A good tank size, a 40-gallon breeder to start, maybe a 55. You will commonly see a lot of these guys that keep flower horns, like, they'll have a bunch of divided tanks and the fish have like 15 gallons of water to swim in. It's said that flower horns actually prefer a smaller space to live in. I don't know if I agree with that, because I don't know, that is kind of a sketchy topic there. I could get on a rant about it, but I'm not going to. As far as foods, this is a protein rich, like, cichlid that needs a lot of protein, and you can go down the wormhole and try to figure out what kind of, or all the crazy foods that are available. It's just bananas, guys. I was literally arguing with a guy yesterday about feeding tilapia to flower horns, and how he was saying that it was bad for them because it's too fatty, and it makes their eyes pop out. And I'm like, well, the fish that the flower horn originates from, like the trimac and all the others, like, think of those fish. This is just a hybrid of those fish, and look at the diet of those fish. As far as tank mates go, some of you guys are subscribers and follow the channel and know that I do have a flower horn successfully in a community tank, but I will add, it's been about 6 months now, and I am dealing with some aggression. The flower horn's beating on the severums. There must be some breeding behavior going on. So, like I talk about in all my other aggressive cichlid videos, you need to be ready for a backup plan. I'm going to have to probably remove the severums that aren't getting along, or the flower horn itself. For the most part, flower horns do not get along with other fish, and that is probably a better ideal to go with as far as just general fish keeping of these fish, because 90% of the time it's just not going to work unless you have a crazy big community with a lot of hiding spots and coverage, and just the right, putting super aggressive fish together like I do in some of my videos. It gets extremely work intensive because you have to keep an eye on all the fish. And to be honest, I get sick of people messaging me saying, hey, these fish died because it didn't work out. To have any ideas? I hate seeing fish die, guys. Like, if you're gonna message me to tell me that, just I don't like to see fish die. I'm not into predator fish because they're just crazy predators. Anyways, let me know what you think of the super red dragon flower horn.